Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, 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 hello. SM, hello over there on the tubes. Let's go, everybody. We got some news coming out here in 4 minutes. Initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims. And then at 10 a.m., we got pending home sales. So just keep that on your watch, okay? We'll have the news here for you in 4 minutes. If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. Let's go, everybody. Tap that screen, share that live, do the news, baby. Good morning, Jade. Let's go. We got some. What is that thing? We got a drink on the board this morning, everybody. Good morning, Sue, Meg Cherry, Jade, Hector, Midwest with the heart me. Get your heart me's in, everybody. It's for the ALGO. Taco. Good morning, Meg. VQ, good morning. Good to see everybody. Paul Miranda with the heart me's. Tenny Flows, Tracy, how are you, my dear beauties over there on the tubes? Good morning, Taco Poppy. Poppy, Poppy. Marcus with the lightning. User with the you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget, get the heart me's here. Let's go, let's go. Adam, good morning to you. Hello, Adam, Sue, Felicia with the heart me. Yes, Adam with the go popular. Whoa, we had our first drink. Who was that? Who got the drink? There it is, Sue Felicia. Davion, good morning to you. Thank you, my friend. Davion's taking some great trades over there in the VIP. Who is this guy, Davion? Who is this guy? Adam with the give me the heat. Mason, thank you. Paulo, there he is. Good morning, KK. 1 minute to news, and we'll have the news data for you here in 1 minute. We're at 5,000 likes. We got to get over 150,000 likes, guys. Okay, that's the minimum. That is the minimum. Tenny Flows with the $1.99 super chat over there on the tubes. Thank you, Tenny. Thank you, sweetheart. Here we go. It's circling, continuous, and initial jobless claims, and a little GDP. We got SPY up right now. We're going to let it digest, okay? Good morning, Meg Cherry. Taco, hello. Thank you for all those roses, everybody. I appreciate you. Bump, 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 bump. All right. GDP annualized 3.3%. The consensus was 3.1%. Initial jobless claims come in at 229,000. The consensus was 230. Continuing jobless claims is 1.954. The consensus was 1.97. The GDP price index, 2%, right in line with the consensus. So the next up is 10 a.m. with pending home sales. 10 a.m. is another news data, and then you're clear after that. Let's go, let's go. We are at 10,000. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. All we ask that you do is tap the screen, share the live, and donate when you can. We would really appreciate that. Mr. Dave over there with the $5 super chats. Let's go, everybody. Thank you, Meg Cherry. Thank you, Davion. Thank you, everybody. Let's get to work. Miss Market is ready. Are you ready? Right now, Miss Market, you are in a neutral state. You're in a small neutral state here. You're in the whip zone currently. The news just popped out here. So let's see if we get a break over that 647.50, okay? Remember, watch all-time highs. 70% of all new highs will fail. You got to remember that over and over and over again. Under 645.85, you have room down to 642 here to the downside on Miss Market. So mark that down, okay? Before you head to 642, the 5-minute under the whip zone here, you have room down to 645. All right, so your first stop will be the 5-minute 200, and your second stop will be the 15-minute 200 here at 642. So we have 645 and 642. Anything to the upside here, just watch those all-time high pivots. And remember, 70% of all new highs will fail, and you have to remember that. Don't get your face stripped off trying to chase this to the moon and coming back down. We are now going to head over to AMD. This is the only one I missed this morning that I didn't mark out. So AMD might be a little mad at me this morning, everybody. Right now, AMD, you are neutral in the whip zone, just like pretty much everything else. Under the whip zone, you want to get under 165.83 to the downside here, okay? You want to get under that 200. On the hourly, under 165.83, you have room down to 161.50. And then this double bottom here at 158. Coming back over the whip zone here on AMD, above 167.41. You have your hourly 200 there at 170. Mark that down. Whole number, and you have an hourly 200 on AMD. Kaya, good morning. KK, good morning over there on the tubes. Hello, Lino Rocha. Cassandra Lewis, PLTR. On Tesla, everybody, did everyone see that rejected right off at 356? I hope everyone listened yesterday. Right now, PLTR, we're in the whip zone. We are in a neutral state here on PLTR. Above 158, you have room up to 159. Mark that, 5-minute 200, first level of resistance, okay? 159, you also have the 15-minute 200 right there as well. 159 is major resistance on PLTR, okay? And then you'll have room up to 165. Under the whip zone of 155.98, coming back down here on PLTR. Let's see what we got underneath us first. We're clear there on the lower time frames. You'll have room down to 152 and then mark out 149 on PLTR right here, okay? First pivot, second pivot. Anyone trade Tesla yesterday? Did you get slammed going up? Holy moly. Where is it at? Where are we at here? Oh, whoa, look at that. Woof. Woof. Right back down. Woof. Right now on Tesla, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 1 here on the Tesla Roonies. Alerts here on Tesla. We're going to give you the narrow position 1 here. Be careful, though, coming down here on Tesla at 349, 348.76. You have the 5-minute 200 there. You don't want to slam into that sucker, all right? So 348.76, mark that level down. On the 15-minute, you're nice and clear down to 336 to the downside, but you got to get under that 5-minute 200 with a retest, okay? Coming back up above 351.44 here on Miss Tesla. Watch this 354 whole number, and then watch that 355 whole number again, everybody, on Tesla. Little choppy yesterday at the open for the first 30 minutes. I wonder where we heard that from yesterday. Remember, there was this guy on here who said the open and for the first 15 to 30 minutes was going to be choppy. Did anyone else notice that? Anybody else notice that yesterday? I don't know. We heard it somewhere. Did anyone here like try to trade real quick at the open and then you got one of those woo woo, uh-oh, long, no, uh-oh, 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 that looked like pitchforks yesterday. Netflix, let's see what we got. Silly gooses. Yes, silly goose, the goosers. All right, here we go on Netflix. Right now, we are in a narrow state on Netflix. We are in the whip zone. Alert. Alert. All right, we got to get back over 1226.15 up, under 1217 down. That's to start off the whip zone, okay? Your 5-minute looks good. You're nice and tight in here. Your 15 looks good. You're nice and tight in here. So all we have to worry about is hourly pivots. Netflix under 1217. You have room down to 11.99. Mark that down. Above 1226.15, you have room up to your first, a double top here, 1234 on Netflix. How we doing, everybody? Thank you, Chad, for the follow. Yes, if you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. Andrew, thank you for the heartbeats. The Go Populars, Meg Cherry, Taco Poppy. Let's go, everybody. We got a lot of drinks on the board. We got to hit these goals or I'm just not going to stream. It's just not worth it for the ALGO, okay? Trinity, good morning to you. Google, you got it. Google. Because trust me, those 8 days off, they were pretty nice. We are in a narrow state on Google. Alerts, alerts. Above 209 to the upside on Google, under 207.40 to the downside here on Google, okay? Let's go over to the higher time frames. Google, you're nice and tight. 15-minute, we have that 200 lurking here. Under 207.40, you have room down to 205. Mark that down. Coming back to the upside. Above 209, your first stop here will be 210. Above 209, hold number and pivot there at 210, and then you have room up to 211 on Google. This is an easy one. You'll get better price action today, everybody, because we're coming out of whip zones, okay? We're not in neutral and wide states. A lot of narrow states. We love it, yes. Shelly Galvin with the melon juice. That's the name of it. The melon juice. Get frisky with your melon juice. Apple. All right. Apple, right now, we're in a neutral state. We are in position 1. We don't give the alert unless we're narrow here. All right, first stop here on Apple. Under 229.73, you have room down to 228.55 to the downside. 228.55, and then you have room down to 228, hold number, to the downside here under the whip zone on Apple. Now coming back up in the other direction, we have a mess we're coming into. You see this base right here on Apple? Woof! That is a base, my friends. You got to be careful. And right here at 223 is your first stop on Apple. 233, not 23, 233, and then 234, okay? Coming into the base right there. Be very careful on Apple. Fit Wakely, there he is. The Q's and Baba. Thought I did the Qs this morning. I guess I did not when I marked these out. All right, on the Qs, you are in a narrow state. You are in the whip zone. Above 574.15 to the upside, under 571.91 to the downside here on the Qs. You two, make sure we're tapping over there, okay? Tap, 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 tap. 5-minute, you're nice and tight. 15-minute, we got our 200 out here. Under 571.91, you have room down to 570. Hold number. Please mark that level down. Above 574.15 to the upside. Whoop. Let's zoom this back out, okay? Watch this pivot here at 575. Watch this guy. Whoop. 575. And then you have room up to 577 here. Whoop. On them Qs. Mark those levels down, please. In the night. Oh, we got a melon juice. Taco Poppy. Thank you, Taco. I think I'm having taco salads tonight. And I mean that, Taco Poppy. I think we're having taco salads tonight. XOM. Hello, embark your journey. Hello. If you're here for the first time, everybody, hit that follow button. We are on pretty much every day. XOM. Just one more time. Right now, we're in a neutral state on XOM. We are in the whip zone right here. When we're between these two lines, everybody, we are in the whip zone, okay? On the 5-minute, under 112.41, you have room down to 111.66. Mark that level down. 111.66. And then 111.67. That is where your hourly 20 is as well. So you got major support there around 111.67, 112 here on XOM. Coming back up above 113, you got to get above 113 here on XOM, and then you will have room up to 113.50 and 114 right here. Boom and boom. Those are your two pivot levels. Let me move this over for you. 1, 2. Okay, watch those pivots as you come into these bases, traders. Remember, as we're coming up into the base, you got to be careful. Major rejection coming into the base, okay? Also, another thing, traders, that we have to go over, folks, okay? I know a lot of you struggle every day, and when we start putting more things on our chart, when we start getting the Bollinger Bands, and then I start seeing people put on RSI, and then we get the MACD, and then we get Fibonacci retracement levels all over the place here. That means your trading journey will be coming to an end very shortly. And we don't want that to happen, because when we start adding more to the chart, we start getting into desperate mode. And when we get into desperate mode, we have to take a step back. We have to reflect and say, am I really putting in the work that I should be putting in to trade price action correctly? When your chart starts looking like this, the party is going to be over soon in your trading journey. So just mark that down, okay? RBLX, let's see what we got here. Roblox for Kaya. It's your birthday. Kaya, is today your birthday? That would be one hell of a coincidence, wouldn't it? We are in a narrow state here in the whip zone on RBLX. You got to get over 124.50 up, under 122.64 down here on RBLX. Under 122.64, you have room down to 120.38. Mark that down. Coming back over that whip zone here of 124.42. All right, above 124.42. Well, you want to get over that hourly 22. So see that thing? See this thing poking out right here? 124.64. All right. You'll have room up to 126. That pivot right there. And then you'll have room up to 127. Okay. First pivot, second pivot on RBLX. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Nvidia. Yes. I'm loco. I'm loco. Are you loco? Nvidia, right now we are in a narrow state. We are in the whip zone here on Nvidia. Nice and tight on the 5. That, whoa, Candy with the giraffe. Candy. It's in January. Thank you, my Candy. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Under 180.93, you have room down to 178. Mark that down. Above 182 to the upside, you have room up to this triple top here, 182.50. Watch that, okay? Whoop, whoop, right there. Mark them on Nvidia. Thought Nvidia was going to the moon. What the hell happened to that? Baba for Fit Wakely. Right now, you are in a narrow state here on the Bobaroonies. You are down there in position, starting position 3. Let's go get you some support down here, okay? Where is this support in this mess? Right here, 118. Mark that down. Whoop, boom. Whoop, boom. That's your first base. Triple bottom right there. 118 in position 3 to the downside here on the Babas. All right, and then coming back to the upside, you have room up to 121 on Baba. Shelly Galvin with the melon juice. Yes, number 5. Shelly Galvin, let's go. JL Haba with the popular Meta. Meta, right now, you're in a narrow state. You are in the whip zone. Alert. Alert. You got room up to 751. Whoop, that's easy. 5-minute 200. 751 to the upside there on the Meta Roonies, okay? Whoa, before 751, we got room up to 750. There's your 15-minute 200. Whoa, check those higher time frames. See what I'm saying? 750 and 751, major resistance on Meta to the upside. Also there at 748, you have your hourly 20. See it right here? Woohoo! To the downside on Meta, under 744, you have room down to 737.50. 737.50 and then 735, okay? So this is what you want to watch out for. Let's bring this back. Coming down short, under, watch the base right here. Pivots, okay? Look to your left. We're always looking to our left when we're trading. Always looking to the left. A lot of you don't look left. Some of you have trouble looking straight, okay, with some of the trades that you take. But once we get into a nice setup, we have to look left. JL Haba with the club cheers. Candy with the heart me. JL Haba. Tanya with the heart. Moni. Thank you. JDM with the heart me. CRWD. How many of you trade the same 6 to 9 stocks every single day? How many of you trade the same 6 to 9 stocks every day? Or how many of you are using a scanner thinking you're at the racetrack? Right now, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the downside here on CRWD. Let's go get you some support. We're going to have to pull this baby back. All right, your next level of support here is 405. 405, okay? 405 and then $400 even. Mark that down. That's your next levels of support here. Boom and boom. Mark those levels down. Okay, you got to be careful here, folks. You're starting to go in that position 3 area. As you saw on Baba yesterday, I told you not to look down at the open. I told you to look that way. I hope anyone get Baba on that reversal. Anybody? Hello. Hello. Above 427 to the upside here, you have room up to 429. 429, and then you got room up to 432 on CRWD. It's got to be the same stocks. Trading should be boring, everybody. If you love to trade because it gets the heart beat up every day, look, if you trade and say, oh, this is so exciting, I'm going on a roller coaster ride today, if this is happening to you, you're a gambler. NQ. Please don't stop the music. Look at these levels on NQ from yesterday. Whoa! Look at, whoop, whoop. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. Yes, it is. Woo. All right, let's see what we got here. But a VIP, they just don't listen. Why is that? Why is that? You can't start loving this game until you start listening. All right, what are we doing here? NQ. All right, on NQ, you got to get back over 23,648. Then you got room up to 23,802.50. Mark that down. Under 23,550, 250, you'll have room down to 23,479 on NQ. Now, does this mean once you get over this level that you're just going to go whoop right up there? No. Market cycle, for love of God. MU. All right, on MU, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the upside here on MU. Let's take this to the upside first, okay? Nick NIC with the $10 super chat over there on YouTube. Let's go, NIC. Thank you, my brother. All right, MU. Right now, you have room up to this base, 119.26. Okay? If you can get over 119.26, you have room up to this double top. 121. Mark that down on MU. All right. Coming back down, you also on the 15-minute, you have the 200 here. You want to tail and then go, okay? Just keep an eye on MU. Under 117.59, you want to get under 117.50 because you have your 5-minute 200 here. So get under 117.50 with a retest for a move back down to the downside. And your pivot will be down to 115, your hourly 200s. Let's go. Only Dan in the UK with the rose and the heart me. Yes, it is. Thank you, Only Dan. Have I ever lost my voice? Yes, at sporting events. Very rare. Very, very rare. I have trained my voice. And it's, you got to hear my clap. From all the sporting events I've been to, I have a clap heard round the world. Jules with the rose. Mooney with the goats. Thank you, my Mooney. Oh, there she is, everybody. Get the shake going for Katana Lim. Woo. She's in the house. It's the voice of an angel. The cues. My kids don't think that when I yell. I rarely yell, though. Right now, we're in a narrow state. We're in the whip zone here on the cues. Above 574.15 up. Under 571.91 down. 5-minute looks good. 15 to the downside. There is that 200. The granddaddy's lurking at 570. Mark that down. Don't trade into that. You're not going to go anywhere. 570. Mark it. On the hourly, back to the upside. And also right here at 569, you have the 1 hour 200. So that's major support. You kidding me? All right, here on the cues. Let's roll this sumbitch back. Above 574.15, you have room up to that pivot right there. See it? 575. Wash that little guy, okay? Then you have room up to 578. This is the base that you'll be coming into. Whoop! Mark that down. Nice to nice. Good to see you over there on the tubes. Teddy Flows working the tubes with Mr. Dave over there. I got stories for you. Tesla. Want to hear a story about one of my trades when I started using Sterling Trader Pro for the first time and was in a beautiful trade to the upside, like a 10-star trade, and wound up losing on it? Did I ever tell you that story? We are in a neutral state here on Tesla. We are in the whip zone, above 351.44 up, under 349.32 down here on Tesla. Under 349.32 down, be careful, 349, 348.76. You got your 5-minute 200 there, okay? And then you will have room down to 336, whole number, once you get under that. Mark that down, okay? Back over 351.44, you will have room up to this pivot, 354 and then 355 on Tesla. Whoop, boom, there they are. So I started using Sterling Trader Pro for the first time, okay? And I was in a trade. I entered the trade beautifully. Nice move to the upside, but I couldn't get out of the trade. I was trying to sell, and it wouldn't let me sell. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And the error kept popping up. You do not have an account associated with your sell hotkey. You do not have an account associated with your sell hotkey. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? So I called up the broker right away because I had them on speed dial. And I said, flatten my account. So they flattened me, and I lost. Now, during this process, I'm pacing throughout my office, screaming, and my wife's like, what the hell is going on? I can't get out of the trade as it's coming down. So I called the broker. They flattened me. And here's what happened, everybody. Are we ready? I said, what went wrong? And they said, sir, you didn't associate an account with your sell hotkey. And I said, I know that. That's what the error said. I said, what the hell does that mean? So they walked me through it, and in the hotkey, right there was the word account, and I didn't apply my account, my broker account. I didn't hit the down arrow and select it. Damn it. That still haunts me. Can you tell? So I said, Why doesn't it do it automatically? Why doesn't it do it automatically? How stupid. Let's just say I never made that mistake again. Sue them. No. Sue, that doesn't go that doesn't go very far anymore. The courts don't want to be tied up. Amazon, we are in a narrow state in the whip zone. Yes. 5 minute looks good. 15. Under 228 whole number, we have room down to 227. I think I told that story in the VIP once. 227 on Amazon. Back over 229.39. Let's see what we got here. Back over 229.31 on the Amazoonies. You'll have room up to this lurking pivot right here. See it? Whoop. That is 230. Mark that down. 230. And then, of course, you'll have room up to this double top here, 230.50. Be careful at 230.50. You got a double top there with a pivot, half dollar. The Q's, Joe C. All right, right now on the Q's, narrow state, we are in the whip zone here on the Q's. You have room down under 571.91 down to 570 to the downside here on them Q's, okay? Coming back to the upside here, Joe C. Be careful. We got to zoom out here. We got this little guy lurking right there. You see it? Whoop. 575. Mark that level down. 575. And then you'll have room up to 576 and 577 because that's where your next pivots will be. Whoops. Whoop. Whoop. See it? Always look left. Always look left, everybody. IWM to the moon. If you are here for the first time, hit that follow button, everybody. Right now, everyone needs to hit the follow button. We are at 73,000 likes. We got to be well over 100 by now, so we're going to continue when we hit 100,000 likes. Akeem the Dream over there on the tubes. YouTube, make sure we're tapping. Are we tapping, Tenny? Are we tapping, Mr. Dave? Are those hearts going? Watch what happens when you start tapping on YouTube. Watch what happens. Look at that number at the bottom. Everybody needs to tap. Let's go, let's go. Look at those numbers rise. Mason with the rose, JR with the heartbeat, DJ Dr. Suds with the heartbeat. Yes. I can see who's tapping and who isn't. It gives me a list right here, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Are we tapping, JR? I love the heartbeat. Thank you. Are we tapping? Are we napping, everybody? Facial Blaster with the gem gun. Let's go, Facial Blaster. Ho! Love Sacrifice with the glowing jellyfish. Yes! JL Haba with the rose. It's Melody. Yes, Sam Bishop. Let's go. Thank you, my Sam. Look at that. Look how far. Now we're up to 88,000 likes. See how fast that goes, everybody? 89,000. Just tap. All right, Abdul. First, we're going to do Netflix for my Tenny Flows. Tenny Flows. Narrow state in the whip zone here on Netflix. Alert. Above 1226.15, up under 12, a 17 down here on Netflix, okay? 5 minute looks good. 15 looks good, Tenny. On the hourly to the downside, we have room down to 11.99. Mark that down. Above 1226.15, you have room up to 1231 and then 1233.50. Mr. Dave, this guy's a machine with the melon juice. Mr. Dave. He comes over from YouTube. He does a $5 super chat over there, and then he comes over here and clobbers the melon juices. And he had one hell of a trading day yesterday. I just wish he didn't take that 4 trade, Mr. Dave. You know, I'm always watching, Mr. Dave. You know what I'm saying? You're doing good, Mr. Dave. We don't want to break our rules. All right, the roses are up. IWM. Keep having those great trading days. IWM, right now we are in a neutral state. We are in position 2 to the upside here on IWM. Yes. All right, so what do we got going on here on IWM? Let's pull this back a little bit. Let me go to the hourly. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, your next level of resistance is this double top right here, 238.50. Mark that down, 238.50, 239 area on IWM. Now, as we bring this back, this is a learning curve for you all, okay? We know at 238, we have a resistance, but right now we're at 237. Your 50% retracement is 236.50. Mark that down. Your 25% retracement level will be around 236.80. All right? So you can look for this or look for this. If you get under the 50% retracement level, the party's over. You're coming back to 236 whole number. Mark that down. Okay? Know your retracement levels. Know where you are in the market cycle. If you have a A+ setup with market cycle 2, I highly suggest you take that trade. If you have a bottoming tail candle, I think it was Apple yesterday. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Let me show you something here, okay? Yes, right here. All right? When we get a bottoming tail candle that looks like that, coming off the 8, we take that entry. Okay? That's a beauty. Got it? Good. Let me put the whip zone back in. Analysis paralysis. We don't want to have that. Okay? Analysis paralysis. What are we looking at? INTC. How many people in here have analysis paralysis before they take a trade? It's normal in the beginning. You know what analysis paralysis is? Is when you're, do I get in? Do I get out? Do I get in? Do I get out? Oh, no. Do I get in? Do I get out? And then you see it moving to the upside. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then you get in up here, and then you lose because the cycle turns over. INTC, right now we're in a neutral state, position 2 to the upside. Under 24.67, you have room down to 24.54 here on Intel. As we come up the board here on Intel, starting to get a little dicey, all right? You have room up to 25.66, $26 area, whole number right here, okay? That's the base for Intel. You have room up to $26. NIC says me. Who else has analysis paralysis when they trade? Who else has analysis paralysis? Put me in the chat. It's getting better, Sue. Great. Yeah, it'll get better the more you trade in your simulators. You only get better at trading if you trade every day. If you don't trade the market every day in your simulator, how are you going to get better? You can't do this, traders. This is the worst thing you can do. Okay, I would have gotten in there and write it down, and then I would have gotten out there. No, you weren't enough. You didn't execute the trade. Bullshit. That is bull dookie. And you know what I'm going to do for bull dookie? We are going to do this. Where is it? Are we ready? Oh, I got some new ones here. That's dizzy. What's this one? Oh! Yes! AMD. What's up, Billy Jack? We're having sound effects funds over here on TikTok if you want to come over and join us. All right, AMD, let's do it. That's a good one. I like that glory. All right, we are in a, I'll give you a narrow here on AMD. We're in position 2 to the upside. You got room up to 170. 170 on AMD, okay? 170. There you go. 170. There's your 1 hour 200. You also got a pivot there in your 15-minute. So 170 to the upside here on AMD. To the downside on AMD. Let me check the daily. Okay. Under 165.74, you'll have room down to 165. Hold number, first stop, okay? And then you'll have room down to 164. Those are your two bases to the downside. Come on, do me. Good morning, Billy Jack. How are you? Hello, Shabazz. Hello, Kai. How are you? We'll do Apple for you. Loving on my mind. Mr. Zach with the rose, Jules with the dolphin, Esther Lopez. Opendoor Technologies, the old penny stock. Here it is. Oh, brother. We are in a neutral state here on Open. We are in the whip zone. On the 5-minute, you have room up to 470. That's where the 200 is. 470, okay? On the 15-minute, you're tight. On the hourly to the downside, you will have room down to 289. Whoop! 289 and 470. You also have the hourly 20 in your way right there. What else are we looking at? Who came up with the whip zone name? You're looking at him. Hood, Robinhood. Because it's whippy in the whip zone. You know that. I love when people try to trade inside the whip zone. Voss. Hello, Robert. Why did I got your NQ, Robert, coming up. Why did I lose? Well, you tried to trade in the whip zone in the first 15 minutes of the day. Oh, is that why? It's the whip zone because it's whippy. Robinhood, neutral, whip zone. On Robinhood. Above 105.50, you have room up to 107. Mark that down. 107 and then 108, because that's where your 15-minute 200 will be on Robinhood, okay? Under 102.81 to the downside, you have room down to this pivot, $99. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There it is. Hello, Divad. Hello. What do you think? Should we open up the VIPers? You think we should open it up yet? Okay, AVGO, and then OKLO, then AVGO. No. All right, let's see what we got. Well, we got a big whip zone here, folks. Look at the size of this thing. Whoop, whoop. We are in a narrow state in the whip zone. Here's a learning curve for you. Are we ready to learn something here? All right. I'm going to give you a freebie. The bigger the whip zone, when you come out of the whip zone, above it, we do not go after it. You need to retest it because it already made this move all the way up. Retest it and then go. Same thing to the downside. Retest it. Don't try to jump on the train after it did all this work because you're going to get faked out by the pullback. And a lot of you can't. A lot of you cannot handle those pullbacks. Okay? I know you can't. Even a little one on the market cycle, you go nuts. So just be careful of that. Okay, LO, you look good on the 5. 15-minute. Under $73 hold number. Get under the hold number with a retest. You have room down to $69.50. Okay? $69.50. Above the whip zone of $75.52, you have room up to $77 right here. Whoop, boom. Mark it down. How many of you go nuts on pullbacks? The stock moves up. Yes, I'm getting rich. And then it pulls back. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then it goes this way, and you got out right there. How many of you do that? You know why? Because you're looking at your profit and loss. Eli Lily, AVGO first. And you know why you're looking at your profit and loss? Why are you looking at your profit and loss, everybody? Tell me why in the chat. I'm going to tell you why in a second, but I want you to tell me why you're looking at your profit and loss. When you trade, you get in a trade and you immediately, instead of looking to the left like you're supposed to, you're looking to the right at the profit and loss. Okay, I'm up $10, $20. Oh, I'm up 30, 40. Uh-oh, it's pulling back down to 30, down to 20. Why are we looking at the profit and loss? Why? You ready? No, not so much a gambler. Because you're desperate. You don't have money to trade. So anything that you see that's green, that's being taken away from you, your mindset says, I already don't have the money to do this, but I'm desperate. So I can't lose that little bit that's pulling back. Subconscious, folks. Hector with the donut. John with the rose. April Stapleton. MU. It's our song. Ho, it's our song. Remember this one? We are in a narrow state, position 2 on MU to the upside. You have room up to 121 on MU, 121 to the upside. Under 117.43, get under that 20, you'll have room down to 115. Apple, Jessica Montalvo, hello. Apple Rudy's. Everyone's thinking right now, yeah, he's right. That is true. That is very true. Now, we are in a neutral state, position 2 to the upside here on Apple, okay? We're going to pull this back to the hourly. You have room up to 233 and then 234 on Apple to the upside. Under 229.96, you have room to 229. Hello? Yes, get the RSI off of your chart. That's why you lose every day. Uber. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm going to put MACD on today. Why? Because I lost yesterday. Hello? Hello? Yes, I'm going to put RSI in because I lost the day before. Yeah, I'm going to put Bollinger Bands on because I lost all month. Hello? Right now on Uber, neutral in the whip zone. 5 looks good. 15 minutes. Under 95.33, you have room down to $95. Hello? Yes, you've been trading for 5 years and lose every day? It's typical. Above $96, you have room up to $96.50. Hello? Yes. Who's this? Bill. What's up, Bill? What can I do for you? Every time I lose, the next day I put something else on my chart. Okay. Okay. What do you have on your chart now, currently? Holy moly. You have all of that on your chart? Yikes. Really? Really? You're going to add 6 more things? Okay. Try it. See what happens. We got, it's Melody, a psychic over here. Hector with the donut. John with the roses. Yes, keep tapping, everybody. Eli Lily. All right, let's do it. Right now, Eli Lily, we are in a neutral state. We are in the whip zone. Under 73 731.53. You have room down to 724. Mark that down. 724 here on Eli Lily. But before you get to 724, on the hourly, you're stuck at 728 because your hourly 200's there. Above 737.40, you will have room up to 741 and then 747. Hey, Fit Wakely, how many things does your buddy have over there on his chart? Oh, I love it. She says, usually you're right. 5 wins, 1 loss. This. Brother. IWM, yes. IWM. You know how I know an amateur trader? Because they do this. Ready? Yes, I know it's going to go up to $100. How do you know that? Because yesterday I had 5 wins and 1 loss. So you think the more you trade, the better you are? Yes! You know what we say to that? Are we ready? Here we go. Hold on, everybody. Whoa, hold on. VAP, the best indicator. Let's take a look at this guy. Jitsa. Goodbye, Jitsa. Go get a name for crying out loud, Jitsa. What else are we looking at? Snow. I'm going to name my kid Itza. We are in a neutral state on snow. Well, hold on. We have too much garbage here. Itza, Jitsa, Mitza. And they're trading penny stocks, folks. That's another problem. Amateur Hour 101. When they're in the penny stock arena. Hold on. Ready? Number 1. Options. They failed at that. Number 2, they go to the penny stock. Then they try, what's number 3 on the list, everybody? Futures! Where's that prop firm? I'm sick of losing my money on number 1 and number 2. We got to go to futures. We got to go to that prop firm. I'm sick of losing my money. And then they get thrown out of this, and then the party's over. How many of you are at the prop firm in your trading journey? Say me. How many of you are in the prop firm journey of your trading? Thank you, Candy. Go give them hell, Candy. Geek Girls in the prop. Oh, boy. All right. Who else? Who else is in the prop firm? Love prop firms. They pay me for almost no risk. No, they don't. Who else? I just passed my first challenge and then lost. Yep. That's typical. Crazy rules, yes. Most don't read them. SPY. All right, let me do snow real quick, and then we got to wrap this party up, okay? All right, we are in a neutral state here on snow. Where is this thing? 225. Oh, they're going to go chase this. Snow, this is what I want you to do today. Nothing. All right, over to SPY, because you're not going up. On SPY neutral state, we are in position 2 to the upside here. All-time highs will fail 70%. Just be on the lookout and watch your whole numbers going up the board on SPY. Okay? Paulo. Actually, we're going to start from the top. Midwest, Paul Miranda, user Sue Felicia, Marcus, Adam, Andrew the Believer, Davion, Meg Cherry, Lino, Shelly Galvin, Candy, Mooney, JL, Tanya, Jules, Only Dan, Esther Lopez, Love Sacrifice, Sam Bishop, Mr. Dave, Shabazz, April Stapleton, Ron Gore, and Paolo, Mr. Dave. Yes. Yes, Mr. Dave. Who's that? Who's coming through with the train? Who's coming through? Josephina! With the train. Chad, how do we watch live trades? Chad doesn't want to learn how to trade. Thank you, Josephina. He just wants to copy. All right, folks. We may be on tomorrow. Not sure yet. VIPers, we'll see you in the chat here shortly. Have a great day, everybody. I love you all so very, very much.